I usually cut it by hand, but I borrowed a tool from one of my buddies, so I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna cut a few and let you watch. So right now I'm cutting the sides out for the trap. Each one of my sides are 42 mesh long. So what I do is, you barely see me, but I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 41, 42, 43. So I count out 43. It's really 42. I cut at the 43. See this fancy tool right here? I usually do it by hand, but I borrowed this from a friend of mine, buddy of mine, so another fellow crabber. So I got a little easier way to do it today. You just go here. These take some getting used to. So I count 43 and I cut at the 42 mark. I cut the 43rd one. So it's really 42 long. And it takes 2 of those for a trap, along with a baffle in the middle. So cut the access off and repeat like so. So I just cut the ends off that's sticking out. And this is just cutting wire. You just repeat. And cut off access again. So when you're cutting, if you're using just one roll and you just want to cut out what you can cut out of one roll, I can usually cut out 9 traps out of this one roll. That's if I'm cutting the baffles and the entrance ways out of this one trap. So you can cut out nine traps out of one roll. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut all these rolls. I cut one full roll out right here. I got 7 more to go. I tell you what, folks, this is a beautiful sight. I taught my daughter how to cut wire, and guess what? It only took her 1 try, and she got it. So smart. She's so smart. Don't say that. I think I might got me a new wire cutter helper. Of course, I'll have to pay her. So this is how we fold traps here. Take it right here. This is the trap folding table right here. Place the trap 2 measures on there. The 2 in there. Line it up. Like so. Easier when the wire lays flat. Here. fold the cut right there. Set it here. Do it all over. This is the size. Put my hands up. Right now I'm folding the sides here. Put them out. Man. Two sides, and then baffles the same way. I'm gonna fold this two at a time. Grab the baffle here. You can see it. Here. Cut 5 here. Fold on the 5th line. Close this down here. That. Over there. Gotta have fold it the same way. This. Again. Even them out. There you have the baffle. This is the baffle. So when it comes to preparing the baffles, I'm gonna do this one. I'm working on the back of my truck right now. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do the only single one to let you guys see. So what you do is you count 5 up, you fold. You count 5 up on this side, you fold. Remember, this baffle is 20 meshes long. Then you find the center line. So what I do is I go. So then you find the center line of the baffle. So I come and I go in. I come from the outside and I just tap my fingers in until I converge on the center line, which is this one here. Then what I do is I go 1 mesh in and I cut 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn around and cut back the same way. Kind of difficult because I'm doing it with my hand. And then cut that out. Pull that out. It's kind of hard to see, but then you do the same thing on the other side. I'm doing this with one hand, so I'm trying to record. So then you do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn around. Come back. And it's important to cut these out before you bend them over the 2x4. I did like 2 earlier and I bent them before I cut them, which I don't know why I did that. I just losing my concentration. I bent it before I cut it, and it didn't bend out right. So I'm just bending them now. I'll come back to y'all when I just cut them now. I'll come back when I'm bending them. All right. So once we get them cut and prepped, I'm gonna do 2x4 right here. I'm gonna show you how we fold them. All right. I ain't got nobody to hold the camera, so hopefully you can see it. But once we get them cut and prepped, bent and cut, you take them like this, put them over a 2x4, and bend them the opposite way, like that. So then that's how they come out looking. The baffle in the middle, bent the opposite way. Take it, stretch it out, fold it up like that. That's the middle baffle right there. So I'm gonna do a couple while you guys watch. Line it up, perfect. Like that. Then, boom. Watch out. Boom. Line it up right where the cut is on the middle of the 2x4. Don't put 2x4. Stretch it out. Hold up. Stretch out. Hold up. Repeat. Do that about 84 times. And I could do them 2 at a time. Boom. That's how you do it. So I'm gonna continue doing that. I'm gonna continue to do that, and I'll take you guys to the next step. So the next step we have is basically building the bait wells. So this right here is a bait well. This is, I think it's like 1.5 by half or something like that. I'm not sure. Yes, I think it's 1 by 1/2 or something like that. Anyways, this is the bait well I use. It's easier to bend. So what you do is you take it, kind of roll it, and this is 27 mesh cut. So when I say mesh, I mean square. So I cut 27 squares. No inch measurement. I don't have no inch measurement to it, but I just bend it like such, kind of roll it into a circle. Ain't got to be perfect. Here like this, as best as you can roll it. And you take the hog ring gun, and you just staple it together. And I go every other square. Well, that one I went every square, but every other square with the staples. Once you get it rolled up, kind of roll it like that, where it looks like a circle. Then take it here and flatten it out in the back. So once you get it flat in the back, take it here again, staple the back together, basically closing that. And there you have it. Alright, so here's the bait well. Only thing I do with these is I stick a 2x4 in it and kind of spread it out more here. I don't imagine you have to, but this basically gets stapled to the baffle. Baffle sits over the top of it, and I staple it to the baffle. Set it in the trap, and you'll see the process when I get there. But there you go. That's how you build the bait well. And then you just repeat. All right, next step we are at is the entrance. So this is how the entrance start off. Like this. It's cut 3 meshes with a tag line. They cut 3 meshes. I cut 3 meshes with a tag in. I'm sorry, I was looking at a text message on my phone. I'm gonna start it up. All right, folks. So we're back with the next step, and that's our entrance. So we did the baffles you've seen. We did the bait wells you've seen. Now it's time to cut the entrance. So you take it, and what you do is you count 1, 2, 3. You cut the top. I'm using these little cutters just for demonstration. Go down and you cut this. It's kind of hard to explain the formation you cut, but you just got to see it. And when you cut it off, you're basically cutting this pattern off right here, and you're cutting that off. All right. Once you get it cut, you do both sides. You do this side, then you would do the next side. But I got one already done, right? Then you take it and you kind of cross fold them like this, where they're, and other people may do theirs different, but this is the way I do it. So you fold them right here. You take these two, twist those together, right? And what I do is I take my hog ring gun and I hog ring them here and I hog ring them there. And that is your entrance. Each trap will have 4 of these on each side. 1 on each side, I'm sorry. Which makes a total of 4. But that's it. It's just that simple, people. Alright, so now I'm going to take all the supplies that I've been showing y'all in the last couple videos, and I'm going to assemble them and build a trap. So first step is to take the phone here. First step is to take the baffle. I usually take it, put it up in here, about 2 up, like that. Right in the middle. Take the hog ring gun here. This is probably the most going to be, when you're assembling, the most awkwardest thing you're gonna do. But I take it here, hog ring the baffle in there like that. Once I get the baffle hog ringed in, once I get the bait well hogged in, like that, you see, then you take 1.5 of the traps. What I do is sit here and I go 5 up, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I put it at the top of the 5th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the top, and then I go for it there. And then I just do it like I said, every other square here. Got it here. See what you're looking at. Just like that. And make sure you, I didn't say this earlier, but you make sure you bend the tops inward, because that's how they set flush in. Then you take the other side and you put it over the top, like so. And then put it like so, like this over the top. Find a corner to start on, go to work, and then you go start on a corner like this, and I'll just go around like that. Follow the seams all the way around. Follow the seams all the way around. Fit the inserted squares inside. Make sure you fit them in. difficult because I'm doing the back of my truck here. And I hope you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. But you just literally just go around. Doing something. Hey, I'm doing something. Leave that alone. I'm out of hog rings. Tuck the corners in. It's not yours, leave it alone. Tuck the corners in. Square. So to do is what I do. I center the bait well here, it's down, and take the baffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top of the 5th one. Sometimes it'd be a little off here. Here to the top, here, here, there, over here, same thing. I don't know why I'm off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why I seem to be off so far. Here, here, here. Perfectly square trap. This one. Here. Then I'll center this out. Squeeze there. Kind of see where I want it. Right there's the center. And I'll take this and I'll hog ring here, hog ring there. cut the bottom out. And that's the trap. And the next thing you do is put the entrances in. So right now I'm going to show y'all how to cut out the entrance, the door entrances. What I do is I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I basically cut on the 7, and I cut basically a square out. So I cut up 2, across 3, and then I cut down 2 and back across 3. And then
what are you doing, Daddy?
I'm making a video, okay? Keep it down. And then I cut here.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Daddy?
And then I cut here.
Daddy, what are you doing? Daddy, what are you
Fold
doing?
it up. So when you see it, once they're cut out, they look like this.
Yeah, Daddy.
The square is cut in, and then that's where the entrance will be installed at. All right, I'm gonna see, can I get the install of the entrance? So we go here, take the entrance like such, stick it in like this, and I hold it up, like that. Hog ring gun, hog ring, 2 hog rings there. Catch one to the bottom. Everybody's probably be very different, so if I'm not doing it like you do it, tell me how you do it. Alright, that's how they look once they're installed. Right there. Just that fast. I'm gonna get one more here.